Lord have mercy. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. I am your host, Wiley, and we are here with another episode. I want to definitely give a special shout out to everybody in the building. Definitely got to make my announcement for the people that are just joining us. And you're not getting your notification if you're watching this replay and you say, man, I didn't even get the notification when he went live. What's going on? So we have a service where you can text Wiley to 888 534-4939. You can text Wiley to 888-534-4939. You can definitely text it one word. Also, I will be in Vegas. I will be in Vegas August 26th, 27th, and 28th. So if you would like to come and join me, you can email me at wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. Again, that is wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. Thank you all so very much. Let's get into this video. Okay, I say this hard-heartedly. It's a lot of topics that we definitely gonna get into. So y'all bear with us when y'all come on in the room because we got a couple of topics to get into. I want to first talk about Erica Banks. She have a new album that's going to be dropping soon, and let me tell you, her sound. When I first heard Erica Banks, I was in love. I'm like, oh my god, this is new, and I love her swag. But then when I started listening to more and more her records, it all like start sounding the same. Even though I am dancing to her records, even though I am dancing to her style, but it still sound the same. Well, I'm really getting it. So it did sound the same, and I'm like, man, can she do something else to help her get a different flow? I remember. Anybody remember Dream Doll? I don't know if anybody y'all remember Dream Doll, but Dream Doll was an artist that she used to sound like a little girl. Hi, my name is Dream Doll. And then she changed up her flow and became a more harder artist. I think that when Erica Banks, when she worked with another producer, maybe they would help her get to another flow because her flow is like the same. Like when it comes to like the flow of her raps, it's just like she's still rapping Bust It with Toot That. What's the other song? Because I just was listening to her records. I'm gonna make sure that I get it right because she coming out. I think this is her album that she's coming out with, either an album or EP, but I think it's an album because I think it's gonna be called um, "The Queen," the Diary of the Flow Queen. So I don't know if this is an album or not. So I'm gonna listen to her full album, but most of the records on here, like Slim Waist, To That, Designer, have definitely been sounding the same to me. So I believe this is an album. I'm gonna just take it as album. But even though I like watching it, I definitely just gonna have. And another piece where I think that she's stagnant is that she is still in Megan Thee Stallion's shadow. If she can get out of her shadow and they're gonna be on a different labels, maybe it will work for Erica Banks. It's going to be difficult for her because she's still on the same label as Megan, and then also too, people call her a low budget version of Megan Thee Stallion. So you hear this about Erica Banks all over your social media, and then that plays a part. And another part, she didn't really have big boobies, so a lot of people, including myself, were saying, she needs to get a boob job. She too flat chested, and then that's when she got her boob job. She got that not too long ago, and she showed the world and said, "Hey, I'm no longer flat chested. I have boobies." So you see that, and I'm like, wow, she really, really, really was listening to the critics. Now I was just talking on my platform, just talking. I didn't think that she was going to be as serious and to go and get work done to her chest. That's something I was shocked to see her do that. I was shocked to see her go and get work done because all I was doing was giving my opinion about her. I didn't think she was going to listen. And so every time when she talk about her body or getting body enhancements, people would tag me in the post. They'd be like, Wiley, it's this is all because of you. I'm like, why is this all because of me? I don't think I would have done that. You know what I'm saying? At all if she didn't, already have that in her mindset. So clearly she had it already in her mind that she was going to get her a boob job. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't even know that guys, this is something I just learned too. I didn't know that you as a guy can get your own six pack. That it's work that you can get done to your body to get a six pack, to get the fat with you and to get a six pack. I did not know that. I'm like, is people really going out here and getting surgeries for that? I didn't know. I was really, really shocked that that can happen. I'm like, really? You really can go out here, go to a doctor, get some surgery. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. That was something new that I learned because I was watching somebody TikTok and they said, hey, they're going to get the surgery. I'm like, is that something? Is that serious? That's something that we have to do? That's a serious thing? Like, really? Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next topic, but before I go, I always ask my people, are y'all gonna listen to her album? Press one. Um, can you press one if you support Erica Banks and you listen to her music? Press one if you listen to Erica Banks music. Press two, you're not listening to Erica Banks music. Press one, you're listening to Erica Banks music. Press two, you're not listening to Erica Banks music. Let me know in the chat. Press one. I want to see where y'all at. How many Erica Banks fans that we got up here? Press one, you listen to Erica Banks music. Press two, you're not listening to Erica Banks music. I want to see where y'all headspace at. Press one, you listen to Erica Banks music. Press two, you're not listening to Erica Banks music. Let me know in the comments right then and there. Okay. Wow. Okay. They said I'll watch her video though. Two, I like Erica Banks. I don't like her music. I know one. Okay, so it's like a split. It's like a split of people. They said it's literally like a split of people. Okay, it's literally a split. Okay, everybody got that. Okay, it's literally a split of people. Okay, all right. So let's talk about another artist that Drake had released his album. And let me tell y'all something. I'm not trying to be a hater. I don't know how to rap. I'm not a rapper or rap, a professional rapper or a professional singer. But when I listened to Drake album, it was terrible. Like, only song that I like on Drake album, let me name it to y'all. That the only song that I like of Drake, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up because I was listening to this album last night and I was not impressed. The only song that I like of Drake is, give me a second, I want the name is Jimmy Cooks. Jimmy Cooks is the name of the song featuring 21 Savage. That's the only song that I like out of all 14 tracks. That's the Jimmy Cooks featuring 21 Savage is the only record that I like. The album was trash. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this really Drake album? He could have really spent more time on this with the lyrics, with the beats, with everything. I wasn't really feeling it. And I'm like, boy, I'm by myself. So when I went to and listened to it and I was listening to the reviews, people were saying, like, oh my God, this album is trash. It sounds like something that you play in a store. I wasn't really feeling it. And so when I listened to the people, I'm like, okay, you know, obviously I'm not by myself, that the album is definitely trash. So make sure y'all, if you haven't listened to it, y'all can definitely check it out and listen to it. But I personally did not feel like that album was good, wasn't the best. The previous album, even his previous album, wasn't all that. Maybe it was like one or two songs on Certified Lover Boy was okay. But I really, it wasn't like his other projects that I really was fell in love with. But this album, I really wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna just tell you like this: this album, I really wasn't feeling it. You can go and listen for yourself. And tomorrow, I'm gonna be playing some of the records on my Station Head show. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for Station Head. We're playing for the audience, but I wasn't really feeling it. And that's something. Well, somebody made a good point that he need to stop hanging around Jack Harlow because it's sounding trash. And Jack Harlow album was trash. And I listened to an album, and I'm like, I wasn't really feeling it. I feel like he's overrated. And I also feel like Drake is overrated as well. I feel like he's just definitely overrated. Now, of course, the album is going to sell. People are going to listen to it. People are going to buy it because it's Drake. I understand that. But as a music fan, as a supporter, I wasn't really feeling the album at all. As a fan, as when I listened to it, I just wasn't feeling it at all when it comes to the music. When it comes to it, I wasn't feeling it at all. And don't get me wrong, I like Drake. Okay. Yeah, the only good song was 24 Savage. I said the same thing. That's the only good song that I like, the one with 21 Savage. That is the only good song that I like. I'm just keeping it real, keeping it stacked. That's the only song I like. Okay. So press one if y'all like Drake new album. Press one. And the name of the album for the people that are in the chat, the name of the album is Honestly Never Mind. Honestly Never Mind by Drake. Is literally, honestly, was trash. Never mind. I should have never listened to the album because I cannot get back that hour back listening to that music. Okay, I cannot get that hour back. It was literally 53 minutes of my time. I cannot get back by listening to the album. So press one if you listen to the album. Press two, you didn't listen to the album. Press one, you listen to the album. Press two, you didn't listen to the album. Press one, you listen to the album. Press two, you did not listen to the album. I'm going to see where y'all at right now. Press one, you listen to the album. Press two, you did not listen to the album. Okay. Okay. I see some people say they listened to it. Some say they didn't. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Um, let's talk about Nicki Minaj have made history by being the most streamed artist on Spotify and Apple Music. And I was like, but Cardi B should have been the most streamed or behind her. So I don't know if I can verify that. That was a tweet by some page that was out there. I don't know how true it is, but they said that she's the most streamed. And I would say congratulations. I would say Cardi B is most streamed as well. And that was history that Nicki Minaj made. But I'm talking about the album. I heard through the grapevine that Nicki and Cardi is going to drop albums about the same time. That Nicki and Cardi are going to drop albums around the same time. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. I heard that that's Nicki's working on her album. She will be headlining, the Essence Festival, and I think she's going to be performing in Rolling Loud, if I'm not mistaken. But I did hear that they will be dropping their albums around the same time. That is exactly what I heard, and I will keep y'all updated on that on the show because that's exactly what I heard, that they're going to be dropping their albums around the same time. And we definitely will keep y'all updated about it because this is something that I've heard all over the social media world. All right. Clearly, it's a competition between Erica, and I'm sorry, competition between Nicki and Cardi. The competition still exists. I don't think that it will ever stop as long as both women are very active in music, as long as both women are still active and doing commentary on their music. They will always be compared, and that's just the world we live in. They will continue to be compared when it comes to music, and we wish them well. But I'm super excited that Nicki got all these streams. That'll let me know that the barbs, they do stream. But the one thing that the barbs do not do, in my honest opinion, when she go on concert a lot in the United States, they don't really buy her tickets to go to her concerts. So I remember one time that she went to concert, she had a tour set up, and she had to cancel the tour because it wasn't selling that well. So I don't know. The barbs, they're very vocal online. They're very vocal when they call in. They're very vocal when they're getting you together. But when it's time to purchase a ticket for Nicki Minaj, they don't hardly buy tickets for her. Now overseas, it looks like she does very well overseas, selling out. But when it comes to the United States, she don't really sell out like that. And I'm just saying, in my humble opinion, and if you don't agree, you're more than welcome to call in. That's just how I feel. That's what I heard during the streets, child. I heard that during the streets, and that's what I'm saying in my humble opinion. All right. So, how many Nicki Minaj fans in here? If you are a Nicki Minaj fan, press one. If you are a Nicki Minaj fan, press one. If you are a Nicki Minaj fan, press one. If you're not a Nicki Minaj fan, press two. If you're a Nicki Minaj fan, press one. If you're not a Nicki Minaj fan, press two. So let me Google it because I did hear that Nicki Minaj tour wasn't selling. Nicki Minaj tour not selling. Let me see what pop up. Okay, now this was back in Nicki Minaj. This is on the Essence website. Nicki Minaj canceled North American tour amid rumors of poor ticket sales. Nicki Minaj has canceled a North American leg of her Nicki tour amid rumors that ticket sales are in the toilet. Live Nation announced Tuesday that the tour will be delayed and North America dates canceled. Following her unforgivable VMA performance, Nicki Minaj has decided to reevaluate elements of the production of the tour. The company told Variety in a statement, adding that the delay will allow more time to rehearse ahead of the tour launch to make certain fans get the absolute best quality of the show they deserve. The cancellation also means Future, who was the co-headline, will also not join the North America leg of the tour. Page 6 report. The source at Live Nation revealed that the sales of the tour could be more disappointing ticket sales of the year for any artist. Okay. The source adds that the big arenas up to 20,000 capacity sales for opening night in Baltimore is 2,000 tickets. LA is 3,400. New Orleans 1,000, Denver 1,300, Chicago 3,900. Even her hometown Brooklyn is only 5,050. Live Nation is offering refunds for those who have purchased tickets to cancel dates, noting that the tour will now kick off in Europe on February 21st, 2019. So I'm telling y'all who's lying. I did my homework. She had a tour and it didn't sell that well back in 2019, and then she had to cancel it. So don't play with me, boo boo. I get to the research. I get to the facts. You clearly see the facts out there. Okay, all right. And I'm a bar, but I'm definitely going to keep it real. The bars did not support her in the North American tour. Like, listen, in America, in her home country, they was not buying her stuff. So we'll see how now. But let's be clear. What she's doing now is festival. So everybody's gonna come to a festival. That's not really her album. That's not really her album. I'm talking about her tour by herself. She's not like the only headlining act. It's other people that's coming to this festival. I'm just saying. So we will open up the we would definitely open up the phone lines. We will let you all call in and give your thoughts about it. So I definitely have to bring that up, and I know a lot of people are mad, but I have to definitely keep you a stack on there with the situation. Okay. All right, let's talk about Orlando Brown. Let me tell you, I sat down and I was listening to Orlando Brown interview that he did with Unwind with Tasha K on her app on TashaKLive.com. And some told me, don't watch it. You're gonna get offended because you know he's a crackhead. But I said, you know what? He's probably clean. He's probably not a crackhead. Just go and let's watch the interview. So I'm literally putting on the interview and I'm watching it, and you clearly see that he was all over the place when you was talking about doing this interview. He was saying that Kevin Hart is tall, even though Kevin Hart is short. He said some celebrities are alive from the grave. He was just all over the place. He said he was talking with Cat Williams' house. He went or rat about that. He said he kept saying that Jasmine was Kevin Hart. And then he was talking about Raven, and he was talking about he kept calling Raven a he. And Tasha K asked him about Raven, and he was talking about her girlfriend looking like Elvis, and then he was like Jasmine is Raven, and Tasha K said, "Are you serious?" And then he said no. Then it looked like he was falling asleep in the interview. Then she asked him, "Well, when are your show going to come out?" This man went on a whole rant, didn't give no direct answers. Like literally during the entire interview, he was going on rants. Okay. Reason why people do not mess with him is because he's addicted. He's a meth addict, and that will make it worse. You can clearly tell that he have a habit. You can tell in his face. He have a habit. When he goes on these rants, you can really tell that meth, that drug, meth, is definitely a drug that I don't wish on my worst enemy. I have a friend that is on meth, addicted to meth, and he's not the same person that I've known 10 plus years ago. He have lost his job, he lost his apartment, he lost his car, and now he's sleeping. He going from house to house to house, getting high on meth, and his mind is just totally different. He's in a whole. He goes in these whole other rants in his mind, and I'm like, wow, this man he definitely get it together. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So you clearly see this man definitely need help. And so and another part is why did he get on the drugs? This man, Hollywood, and then a lot of people were saying that it's because of Hollywood. I agree. I agree because he was so young. I think he said he did major pain when he was 5 years old. So he'd been in this industry for a long time. And so he didn't really have the time to really become a child, to really become playing with the other kids and going to the park because he was always working. And I think a lot of that damaged him as an adult. And I think as a coping mechanism, he got on the drugs. And then a lot of people wasn't giving him jobs for a long while. He wasn't getting jobs. He wasn't lucky as Raven to get back with Disney and to get to do Ravens too. They didn't date the Ravens home. They didn't ask Orlando Brown to do that. They didn't ask when they remade the Proud Family. They didn't ask Orlando Brown to do the Proud Family. So it was a lot of things, a lot of jobs he wouldn't get, and a lot of people feel like when you're in Hollywood and you don't really get those deals like that, you turn to drugs, and that's something he's doing. I don't believe that he's clean, not at all. And this is the most nastiest thing that he did. And production, y'all should have took the man Mike out. So towards the end of the interview that Orlando Brown was doing, towards the end of the interview, he said, "I gotta go use the restroom." So he went to go pee. You literally hear on the mic and him peeing. I'm like, why did production? They are so shady. Why did Kiwi Studios leave the mic on while he go in the restroom and go pee pee, and you hear him peeing, and he peed for a long time, so he was holding that pee in, and I'm like, why did production do that? Did they do that for some clicks and views? Who knows? I don't know, but I'm like, whoa, wow, okay. So I feel for him. I don't think this interview should go public on YouTube because he's all over the place. He's still not healthy. If it do go on YouTube, people want to watch it because it's Orlando Brown and it's Tasha K. And I do wish him well. And then he have children. He have, I think he said he have a girlfriend or a wife. I believe that's what he said because he was going on these different rants. So I'm just saying how that goes. Now I'm going to open up the phone lines. If anybody want to call in, that was our last subject that we talked about. Also, too, we talked about earlier about Vince McMahon. So we did a little wrestling content because I know a lot of y'all not into wrestling. So a lot of my wrestling news probably won't get them many views like that. I understand it because a lot of y'all not into it. But I will be bringing that to the channel, just something new and fresh that I'm bringing to the channel. So I will do that in like pre-recorded videos talking about wrestling and for all my wrestling fans. But if you're not a wrestling fan, um, you just don't have to watch it. But I did this because it was some big news about Vince McMahon that just dropped today. So I really did a review of that on my channel to break those news to people. And I think somebody was telling me that was the first time they heard about it on my platform. So I do thank y'all so very much for at least watching that. If you have not watched that video, make sure y'all go check it out. It's short and sweet to the point. Make sure y'all go check it out. Also, too, I will open up the phone lines. Oh, God, I did this wrong. Okay, I will open up the phone lines and let you all call in because I know y'all probably have something to say. I don't know the voice in New York, the icon in New York. Um, this is conservative. My regular callers that usually call in and see what they have to say. I know it's gonna be a couple of barbs probably calling in because they didn't think I was gonna pull the receipt. Hold on 1 second. There we go. And the number is 646-716-8447.
Your show now, press 1 to hear.
Your show is scheduled to start in 37 seconds.
Yeah, so that meth, I'm telling you, is worse. So I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Don't even try it. I tell people all the time, don't even try to try that drug because that drug puts you in a whole nother space. It does. And for the people that are just listening, it does. It puts you in a whole nother space. And I'm just literally saying it does. It puts you in a whole nother space when it comes to it. Okay.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
All right. The number is 646-716-8447. The number is 646-716-8447. And clearly that article that I pulled up was back in back in August 22nd, 2018 by Sydney Scott on the Essence. They put it out there, but I'm just saying it actually happened that Nicki Minaj canceled North American tour, rumors of poor ticket sales. That actually happened. You can Google it. That actually happened. Um, and so I'm just really saying that actually happened when it comes to it. All right. Let's go to the phone lines. 9498. Call you on air.
Hey, Wiley. I'm about to say good morning. How you doing? It's not even morning.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm very disappointed with the Orlando Brown interview from Tasha K because I work with mental health due to substance abuse, and meth is one heck of a drug. I wouldn't ever want to record somebody down like that. Yeah, it may be funny for clicks and views, but it's just sad that he's shown once again in a negative spotlight, and I just wish she could have caught him when he was sober, or at least in his right mind. Like, you're saying that you don't want it to be on YouTube, but I mean, it's going to get out. She already put certain clips out there. There's no telling. I mean, it's just sad. Like, it really is to me. Like, he did an interview 2 months ago with No Claim Jumper, and it got a lot of reviews, and he seemed pretty sober or in his right mind. I just wish that Tasha would have did the same. And I get it, it's all for clicks and views and things like that. But it's just like, dang, come on.
Because clearly when you say the interview, you knew that he wasn't in his right mind. You can tell.
Oh, of course not. Even when I saw when she uploaded, did you see when she uploaded and he was singing? I said, oh, he high. He's super high. I said he was high. But let me tell you, the messiness in me had to watch it. I ain't gonna lie.
I did too.
I had to watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right about that.
I had to watch it, but it's just extremely sad because he's so talented. And even when he's talking gibberish, he's not making any sense, but you're still able to understand what he's saying through all the dysfunction. It's just really sad. Like, I'm rooting for him. I still am because, meth is that's one of the hardest drugs to get off of, too. And then just his facial features and stuff. Like, once you lose that, that's it,
Yes, and then you could tell that in his face that he have a habit. You could tell that it's on him. I feel as though like he tried. I don't know what made him try it, but he was in Hollywood at a very young age. And I don't agree when parents try to put their kids in show business at a young age because they don't have time to develop. They need time to.
They don't, but I'm from LA too, and he used to be in Watts, and he was smoking weed and stuff for a long time, which is nothing, abnormal. But I mean, you can tell like he was in the hood and people were taking advantage of him, and he was going through a lot. And one of my high school friends, she was his cousin-in-law or something like that. He had a beautiful, beautiful girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever she was. But people in LA knew he was spiraling down years ago before it just became this. So, I mean, it hurts our community, but dang, like, come on. I don't even know what to say.
Okay.
But I'm going to talk about Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is very correct. I didn't know until recently that he owns most of the wrestlers' names, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, all of them. He owns all of their names and everything like that. I mean, are we really surprised that he's under investigation? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love wrestling, WWE, all that stuff, but I mean, this has been going on with him since I was a kid. Like, I'm not surprised that these allegations are made against him. I'm just surprised that they're finally taking action, to be honest.
Yes, he must have pissed somebody off because it definitely happened, and so he will be making an appearance on SmackDown tonight. So I'm just curious to see what he's going to say because this is good publicity for WWE because it's going to bring more eyeballs to the product that have went away for a while. Because even the Breakfast Club was talking about WWE today and Vince McMahon and the whole situation. It's really, really sad. But I won't put it past me that he paid the person some hush money because obviously it's some evidence. Because he wouldn't have not stepped away if it wasn't for the evidence against him. So I don't know if they're gonna permanently remove him or not.
Be able to make a comeback from it?
I don't think so. He's too old to make a comeback. So I don't think he's gonna make a comeback from it. I just think that if I were him, I would just retire and bow gracefully and let my daughter just take over the company. That's what I would do.
But I don't think his daughter is really going to take over. I feel like she just has the title, but he's still working behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, he's still working on the creative part with the storylines of the wrestlers. Because they still have him over the creative part of WWE, which I'm not understanding. Why remove him as chairman and CEO and he's still going to be controlling like the creative part. So I'm not really understanding that part. But
I think that's just to save face, just for the public.
Right.
Because most people don't get that part. That's the only thing I can think of.
Absolutely. So yeah.
And also, will you be attending the festival with the Nicki Minaj is headlining?
Oh, I would love to attend the Essence Festival. I would love to. And it's another festival that she got a couple of them that she's headlining. Because she got the Essence Festival, and then this one that's in the UK that she's doing. I would love to go to that one. I don't know if it's sold out or not, but yeah, I was thinking about it.
Have you ever seen her perform in person?
I never seen her perform in person. I never been to one of her concerts, but I heard that she does a good job.
Because they have sloppy. I want to go to one of her concerts, but I don't want to pay money for no reason because some artists, they are sloppy. They just half-ass. Okay, so they just do a half job. Like, I'll be highly disappointed if I go and she don't, give a performance. I don't want to go and see her lip sync or just sit there. I don't want no Mariah Carey performance. No shade.
Okay.
I want to get hyped. Also, I caught the show late. What are you having in August? You said something is happening in August.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Vegas. I don't know if you heard about it, but I will be in Vegas on August 26th, August the 27th, and the 28th. I will be in Vegas. So, yeah, I will be in Vegas. Just to let y'all know. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Wiley.
Bye-bye. Okay. We're going to go to the next caller. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hey, Wiley. Good night.
Hi.
I saw the interview with Tasha K and Orlando Brown. The thing about it is that, Tasha K is doing her job. I don't know if it's Tasha K reached out to him or he reached out to Tasha K. But she's just doing her job. I listened to you said that, this is your opinion that she shouldn't put it on YouTube. I understand what you say, but you have to remember, what about if it was somebody else did the interview with them? They will put it out, regardless if it have him in a good light or a bad light. So she's just doing her job. I don't think that is for none of us to say, she shouldn't put it on YouTube because it make he look really bad. Because if it was somebody else, why put it out? Would we have said the same thing? I mean, so at the end of the day, if she don't put it out, you pay to go watch it on her app. She just doing what she have to do. And if you know he was high and he was on drugs, why go to Tasha K to do the interview? That's just it. So it's up to her. She spend money. Who knows if she spend money to fly him in, put him in hotel? She got to do what she got to do to build her business. So if she put it on YouTube to get clicks and views, she got to do what she needs to do to take care of her business. So it's up to her if she want to put it on or she don't want to put it on. That's the only thing that I have to say. But I mean, that's your opinion for you saying she shouldn't put it there. But Tasha has to do her job. That's it. So good night, Wiley, and good night, chat.
All right, good night. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay. Wow. She definitely have her thoughts. 0235 calling on air.
Wally, I agree with the last two callers. I think that he's doing too much. He's doing way too much for me. Orlando, he just needs to regroup. I just don't understand why he coming for Tasha K. I don't even understand why he did that interview with Tasha K if he didn't want it out.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand. And then when he called her a trans, that was messy. That was messy. I just don't understand it. It just seems like he's coming from a very defensive place because I saw the comments. People are still supporting him, and I saw a comment like, "Oh, you still look good," and then he said, "Oh, I know that I look good. What are you talking about? Get out of here!" Like it's just ridiculous. Like he can't. Those drugs, man, they're just something else. They have meth don't play. That has like a permanent effect on your brain, on your mental state. It's just not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And now Nicki, listen, I think that North America isn't everything. Let's just say if those rumors are true that she didn't sell out, because those are just rumors and those are just allegations, and that's no shade. But she's still selling out in Europe. She's very European. She's very big in Europe, and I just think that festival proves it.
Well, she's not the only one that's going to be performing at the festivals, but I get it. But no, I was just bringing up the point that when she had a tour for herself, her and Future was headlining, it didn't sell like that. And so I was shocked when that happened, even though that happened back in 2018, 2019. But I'm just saying the Barbs are very vocal about Nicki Minaj, but when it was time to pay for a ticket, they didn't pay for a ticket. So I just think that that's kind of hypocritical of the Barbs. On one hand, y'all want to defend y'all girl on the internet, but when Sis was trying to go on tour in the United States, you all didn't have the money. Not speaking about you, but they didn't have the money to pay for the concert.
Yeah, but the problem, but you're acting as if like, oh, just the concerts are everything. She's still pulling in sales from the Barbs. I think that they're doing enough, in my opinion.
Okay. That's your humble opinion, and we thank you for your opinion. But I just had to bring that out. I just had to bring that point out because it was out there in the streets. It was out there in the media, and that's something I had to bring out.
All right.
Thank
you, Wally.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for calling in. All right. We're going to go. Thank you all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. We will be back with another episode soon enough. Just be on the lookout. You never know when we'll go back live. So that's why you need to tune in on the text list, meaning that if you want to be notified when I go live, I will post that number on the screen. Text Wiley, WILEY, to 888-534-4939. Text Wiley to 888-534-4939. And you can be notified when I go live. Let me check my DMs. Give me a second, you guys. Give me a second. Because people is DMing me about some stuff. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. I'll talk about that another time. Okay. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. Also, too, Wendy Williams, her last episode was today, end of an era. She did not show up for an episode. So very sad. Sherry Shepherd was the last one, was the host, close out the Wendy Williams show. Definitely sad about it. This end of an era. Hopefully that Wendy Williams get healthy enough to come back and do a podcast or come back and do a radio show. But it's definitely end of the era for it. It was a great show. Definitely done. Her show is off the air now. It is no more Wendy Williams. She is done. They're moving on. They're going to have a different show with Sherry Shepherd. They're done. I was watching a couple of clips of some of her team members, that producers. They say it's the end of an era. It's bittersweet. It's definitely bittersweet. They've been going on for all this time, but she wasn't well enough. Didn't shock me or didn't surprise me at all. This is definitely an end of an era for the Wendy Williams show. So I don't know if she will start a YouTube channel. I would think she should start one. She will make a cute coin over there. We definitely have a conversation, but we wish her well. We wish her all the best. We also wish Sherry Shepherd the best, and I definitely will be watching the Sherry Shepherd show to cover it for you. We wish you well. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. I will see y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss another live. Y'all have a good one. Peace.